I am Jamaica Miller, and this is Mama's Honey. I'm tired of giving everything I have to a world that doesn't know me, a world that doesn't hold me, a world that now slowly drains my spirit. It's hard to focus on sunny skies when my mind isn't even its clearest. I've worked so hard slaving for a master that doesn't acknowledge my presence. Am I supposed to let some man treat the queen I am as a peasant? Oh, I'm sorry. As a menace of society, maybe I'm not allowed to ask questions. That's how it feels since every time I mention a race, I'm overlooked or unheard. Is it because I don't talk like the white man? Because I find it absurd that the only difference in our job is our color. That the only difference, that my unprofessional hair makes my skill different from every other worker here, every other man here. Just say it because it's clear. Just as much as y'all will never be prepared to admit, my Black presence keeps this place running. Matter of fact, the only thing running smoother is the honey my mama used in my tea when I was sick, the clocks that were hand-me-downs that never missed a tick, in my melanin, because it's thick and bliss and rich is something you will never fully achieve, as long as you continue to consider this man to be any greater than me. Honestly, I'm not sure what the next bliss choice will be, but maybe you should keep your raise, because you can't buy back change the way that you did your slaves. This is a distant moon. If only you had listened. So long ago, I told you that if you let my love glisten within you, that the love inside of you would grow. It would shine. That love would radiate into your actions and manifest into a world that's not mine, but yours. I carried you for 9 months, and one thing is sure, that though my body created a baby, it developed a man. It gave you all of my energy so that you could stand, so that you could run and play and be great. I spoon-fed you all the love that you would take, and before that, I watched you through a small screen. Give purpose to my bones, turn my womb into a home, let my blood create your soul, and you can't even call home? And should I have to remind you to text me? For 9 months, I was literally the best thing that had ever happened to your life. So physically, I supported and guided you. I was the pipe, but emotionally, I'm afraid I can't fix you. Mentally, you've forgotten who raised you. I taught you that unlike these toys, life isn't a game, and the world has no shame in leaving you disowned, broken, alone, scared, with no home. Life has no shame in moving you further away from me, giving you a sense of self-sufficiency when really you are nothing but a boy. You're just my baby. And in the end, it's crazy how you think that you're grown, how grown you think you are. But while you're out living recklessly, don't stray too far. My hands built your crib, but my spirit gave this place a sense of home. My voice gave you your favorite song. My voice made you strong, and that my care will always remind you that no matter how distant you are, you won't be gone for long.
I ain't asked to be here. For the day that I came in and you bestowed upon me the thorns of hidden secrets, I ain't never want to be. I ain't asked for your input, the rule book, the cruel inlooks of what you thought of me. You look at me and you take me as a joke. But soon as I'm ready to pop like a top, I'm considered an angry, hot-headed troubled folk. I ain't asked for your help, because the times that I do and when I need it most, it gets thrown, blowed, and busted in my face like a shattered plate with all this broken space. What a sad case. If you wanted to help, you wouldn't cause harm about it. You're another version of Disturbia, as if everything must get smashed with a mallet. I'm combative when provoked, misinterpreted even when I spoke, seen as a tiger for something to be provoked. Never trust no one, not a dang soul. It's a sin, and everything caves from within. To be continued, so-called dear friend. Part 2. Part 2 is just another interlude to be folded and bolted into mechanisms of conspiracies and brushes of theories that you haven't seen because you don't understand what it's like to be me. But really and clearly, to be judged on the way that I walk, on the ways that I talk, and how I reside, shoot, you would probably laugh in my face if I was to even dare cry. But I am not no average Joe. I was not made to be created to be anybody's foe. Because like I said, I ain't asked to be here. I ain't asked for your input. And I ain't asked for your help. So if you think you'll be able to throw whatever it is in my face without a clap of a Maybach, of a snapback, or a callback, then player, you better step up and shake up. I'll make stuff shake for the simple matter of my sake and the matter of the fact I am who I am. So have a seat and take a sip, because like I said, I ain't asked. Ain't I human too? Ain't I human too? Did you think that it was okay to leave my corpse at bay for where the ship set sails for each waking day and forget that I even exist anyway? Ain't I human too? Even if that means me minus you, because the scarcity of my individuality is at stake, since you don't see that your reasoning of why my world began to crumble and shake. Ain't I human too? My cover of essence shouldn't define the choices I've made, because life is not always a card game. It's unknowing, forever shrinking and growing, like the time that keeps passing on a ticking timer until everything is shattered and broken. A time lapse of not only blank space, but certain events that makes me think that I'm to blame, but I'm not. I can't learn my ABCs and my 1, 2, 3s without being talked down upon as if I'm less than a dog. You slash my being without seeing that you've harmed me, without even having to touch me. Your words were stones and shattered every blood-rich bone in my body, and you expect me to shake it off like it meant nothing to me? See, that's where you're wrong, because there's more to me than just me. Your retribution traveled like a time capsule. It followed me like a bloodthirsty ghost shadow. You say there was reasons and justice for the crime, but don't realize it was made to continue to harm and blind the ones who see. I am not the enemy. She is not the enemy because she chose the path that she wanted to. He is not the enemy because he was held against his will without resisting. They are not the enemy because they were thrown on a ship to be held by death or by sick and never knowing if they'll ever see home again. We are not the enemy because even though our past continued to course through our veins like the blood that molted the ground, like magma of mouths of crusades that robbed us of the way we see life, that forever, no matter how much we shout and scream, we will still have to fight. And I'm human too.
Cassidy Zollinger, and this poem is called Crown Jewels. I don't want to live in a black and white world. I don't want to be your average girl. I don't want my life to be a droning manuscript, impossible to decrypt. Every day shouldn't be the same shade of lame. Listen up, hear me now, this is my call to fame. My voice is rising, that's surprising. I'm speaking out. They can tell me to quiet down, but I will shout. Because I don't want to live life like people make it out to be. I don't want to live another nameless tragedy. I long to inspire. I want my words to be fire, fire that melts rock that cools, for just some beautiful jewels that I will wear with pride. This is me, there's no need to hide. And I would rather be dead than live, knowing I will never wear those crown jewels on my head. It's called Sunshine. Honey, I've been through torment. I've walked through hell. Some days things didn't turn out too well, but I held my head up high, looked up to the sky, and noticed the sunshine breaking through the thick clouds. Joy filled me, so I shouted out loud, yes, some days there is endless rain. Some days are filled with confounding pain, but do something wise and never close your eyes, because the sky isn't always stormy and gray. And things will turn out better for you someday.
Isis Carlock. I'm in 9th grade, and these are my 2 poems. My first poem I'll be reciting to you guys is my art. Art, art. They say represent art, emotion, the feelings, my feelings. Oh, I'm gonna make you feel it. The visual, the picture. Do you see it? Cause I do. Boo-hoo, wait. Don't cry. Hold it in because I feel the pain. I look and I see it in your eyes. Surprise, all rise. Feel the emotion come inside your stomach, twisting and turning, throwing right hooks and uppercuts against your heart because you don't know if you're mad or some person, but not knowing if it's right to keep scared to be wrong and let go. Art is like the body. I'm bringing news. I'm bringing it life and I'm bringing it inside out. The body is art. The body is a multicultural way of art, of expressing ourselves. My crown is my art, the jewels to show my art and my talent, and that is my art. The second poem I'm going to read to you guys is called My Senses. I see African festivals, now seeing sounds from downstairs that my head won't prevent. I see blocks adding up. I see downstairs. I'm telling my hunger. I'm sorry. Still I task nothing but my hunger for more just to give. Smelling the lead from my pencil or writing down my thoughts to more life that I can give. And that is my senses.
My name is Natasha Wall, and I am the advisor of Berry S.P.I.T.S, S-P-I.T.S. S.P.I.T.S stands for Speaking It Strongly. Berry S.P.I.T.S is a organization that I began at Philippa Berry School of Technology about 3 years ago. And I formulated this group so the students and teenagers would have a chance to express themselves openly by using poetry, song lyrics, and spoken word. We meet every Monday through the school year, and we try to have a recital in the spring during April, which is National Poetry Month. So this year, as you already know, with the pandemic and the quarantine, we were unable to do our recital. Our first venture that we were going to do was a benefit for the Crown Jewels of Charlotte. Around March 25th, we received a letter that just thanked us for our willingness to participate in the inaugural Evening of the Arts program. And Ms. Crystal Aguirre and Ms. Sharon Hoskin Matthews, President and Arts Facet Chair, the Berry S.P.I.T.S organization just wanted to thank you for this letter and certificate that we received, because what we are doing right now, what we did a few minutes ago, was we wanted to present our recital to you. So we hope you've enjoyed everything that you've heard. We want to thank Ms. Kennedy for allowing us to do this. Ms. Kennedy was actually going to participate in our recital this year, but again, because of the pandemic, she wasn't allowed to. Our officers, hopefully you had a chance to see who our officers were. They worked diligently to make sure that everything came together smoothly. I also want to thank our technical director, Amin Bitt, for helping us out with the recording. But before I go, I would like to read a poem that I wrote that was published many years ago in the Wild Goose Poetry Review. The name of that poem is entitled Baby Sounds. When my daughter holds her hand in mine or presses her soft noggin against my chest, I wonder, is all this mine? Then she looks up, her eyes casting a liquidy sheen, trying to see whose hand she's holding. She poses her question, each coo a grunt. Her spidery fingers nip at me, leaving scratches on my skin that I can't feel. The other marks I felt left me branded. Forever I'll know that she was there and I was her host, supplying every nutrient through every cell of my body and hers. Of course, she doesn't understand all of this. Everything is new to her, but there's recognition in that stare. She blinks and casually turns her doughy little walnut-colored face to the front, her head bobbing steadily on the syncopated rhythm of my heartbeat. I, too, dance on the measure, and I'm glad she heard my answer. Thank you so much for joining us on our makeshift recital for 2020. Hopefully you get a chance to come and hear us next spring at Philippa Berry when the S.P.I.T.S organization opens this up one more time. Sometimes when things get really hard, coming together through Zoom, through Google Meet, just showing our faces and continuing to express how we feel, sometimes that gives us a sense of encouragement, a sense of enlightenment. And we just want to share a glimpse of what we do at POB in this creative arts category and field, even though we are a school of technology. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed all of the poems, and we will talk to you soon. See you next year. Thank you.